Roseau can feel overwhelming at first. Volcanic mountains rising straight from the port, waterfalls hidden in the rainforest, and roads that wind so slowly you start wondering if you'll make it back on time. Most cruisers step off the ship unsure whether to stay in town, head for the waterfalls, or just book a last-minute tour. But here's the thing. Once you understand the layout and make a few smart decisions early, this island becomes one of the most rewarding stops in the Caribbean. You'll discover how to spend your day without wasting time, which natural highlights are worth the drive, and where to find authentic Caribbean culture that most passengers walk right past. Stick around because we're about to show you the best way to spend your day in Roseau Dominica. I'm Charlie from Travel Day Trip Ideas, where we help you explore cruise ports like a local, not a tourist. Today, we're covering Roseau Dominica, and this place delivers far more than most passengers expect. When you step off the ship at the downtown pier, you're about 2 minutes on foot from the heart of Roseau. The terminal is modest with small shops and taxi dispatches, but everything you need is close. The town sits right there with volcanic mountains rising steeply behind the city. Picture Roseau sitting on the southwest coast with the main inland attractions like Trafalgar Falls and Mero Beach spreading out to the north and east. Everything's within 30 minutes by taxi, but those mountain roads make timing matter more than you'd think. Now, before we dive into the day, let's talk about the biggest decisions you need to make in Roseau. First, do you want waterfalls or beaches? The best waterfalls like Trafalgar Falls and Gorge are 20 to 30 minutes inland by taxi. The beaches aren't spectacular near the port, but Mero Beach is about 25 minutes away and offers black volcanic sand with calm water. Second, transport. Taxis are reliable, but the inland roads are steep and slow. Minibuses exist, but they're unpredictable and risky for cruise schedules. Third, DIY or tour. Here's the thing. Dominica is stunning, but the roads are narrow and winding, and weather can shift quickly. A lot of people book a tour here because the timing is tight and the distances add up. Cruise line excursions are easy, but you often pay much more for the same experience. Local tours usually offer smaller groups, better value, and more time at the actual sites. And the reputable ones know cruise timings. They'll get you back with the same safety buffer as the ship's own excursions. So if you're not comfortable with taxis, or if you want to see waterfalls and nature spots without the stress, a local tour is a smart move here. If you only do one thing today, make it the waterfalls. Trust me, that's where Dominica shows you what it's really about. Walk through the terminal and head toward the Old Market Plaza. It's about a 3-minute stroll through streets that feel a little rough around the edges. Some buildings are worn, there's graffiti, and it's not the polished Caribbean you might expect. Here's mistake number 1. Most cruisers take one look at the port area and turn around thinking it's unsafe or not worth exploring. We almost did the same thing, but once you get past the first few blocks, you'll find the real heart of Roseau. The Old Market is where locals shop for spices, fresh produce, and handmade crafts. The smell hits you a block away. Vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, curry blends. It's incredible. The market is covered, colorful, and full of energy. Vendors sell bags of spices for a few dollars, and you'll find local hot sauces, rum, and traditional crafts. The market closes around 1 in the afternoon, so get here early if you want the full experience. Just around the corner is the Botanical Gardens. It's a peaceful green space with tropical plants, shady trees, and open lawns. You can see the famous uprooted school bus from Hurricane David in 1979, a massive baobab tree that fell and crushed it. The gardens are free and take about 20 minutes to explore. If you're interested in a quick cultural stop, the Dominica Museum sits near the Bayfront, close to the pier. It's small but informative, with exhibits on the island's volcanic history and Creole culture. Admission is just a few dollars. If you want a nature day, here's what you need to know. Trafalgar Falls is Dominica's signature waterfall, about 25 to 30 minutes by taxi. It's a twin waterfall with an easy access viewpoint, and you can soak in nearby hot springs. The site costs $5 to enter and can get crowded mid-morning. Gorge is another iconic spot, about 20 to 25 minutes away. You swim between steep rock walls in cold, clear water. It's $7 to enter, and you'll want water shoes because the rocks are slippery. This is where a lot of visitors prefer a guided option because the timing matters. Tours handle the driving, the entry fees, and the schedule, so you get more done with less stress. For lunch, skip the tourist spots near the port and find a local restaurant in town. Try akras, which are crispy cod fritters, or colombo, a spicy curry dish made with local spices. Fresh fish is everywhere, usually grilled and served with rice and beans. And don't skip the TI punch, a traditional rum cocktail made with lime, cane syrup, and local rum. It's strong, refreshing, and very Dominican. Lisa loved the fresh juices we found at a small cafe near the market. Passion fruit, guava, and soursop, all made fresh and served cold. Here's mistake number 2. If you go to Mero Beach, don't wait until late afternoon to head back. The beach is beautiful with black volcanic sand and calm water, but the drive takes 25 to 30 minutes and traffic can slow down near the port. Always build in buffer time, especially in Dominica, where things move on island time. We saw a couple of cruisers panicking because they cut it too close. Here's the premium versus budget breakdown. The premium route is booking a local tour that takes you to Trafalgar Falls, Gorge, and maybe Emerald Pool. You'll pay around $40 to $60 per person, but you get maximum efficiency in a port where distances add up fast and roads are slow. The budget version is taking a taxi to Trafalgar Falls, spending time there, and heading back to explore the botanical gardens and town. You'll spend around $20 to $30 on transport and save the rest for food and drinks. Both options work. It just depends on how much you want to see and how comfortable you are navigating independently. Honestly, this is one port where a guided option saves you real stress. The hills are steep, the roads wind through mountains, and the timing can get tight if you're managing it all yourself. As the afternoon winds down, make your way back to the port. Here's something most cruisers don't realize. The inland roads are steep and slow, so leave yourself at least an hour before your ship's departure time. Here's mistake number 3. Don't rely on minibuses to get you back on time. They're cheap, but they're unpredictable. If you're at Trafalgar Falls or Mero Beach, book a taxi for your return or ask your driver to come back for you. It's worth the extra cost for peace of mind. On the walk back to the ship, we stopped at a small bakery and grabbed a coconut tart. It was warm, sweet, and tasted like the island. That's the magic of Dominica. It's the Caribbean, but it's also wild and untouched. You get the best of both worlds if you plan smart. The rainforest is stunning, the water is incredible, and it's the kind of place where you forget you're on a cruise schedule. Just don't forget to leave early enough to get back. We've added our favorite local tours in the description below. Great value, smaller groups, and they've always had us back to the ship with plenty of time. Tell us how you'd spend your day in Roseau, and keep watching for the next port.